Hello, everybody. Pink Angel here. It is 11:30 in the afternoon. On the 10th, I believe. Could be mistaken about the date. I'll double check that. But I just wanted to uh, let everyone know. And I'm talking mainly to Quick Trip staff and corporate because I want to assure everyone that whatever Quick Trip or whatever business I go, not just Quick Trip, but I do frequent that because they have really good products and the gas is really great. So compared to some other places I've been to. So I just want to assure everybody that wherever I'm at, there is no law against filming in public, and there is no expectation of privacy when in public. But I'm not saying that to the Quitrim staff. It's just kind of a thing. I'm not here to throw that in people's face. I have done my research on this, and like I said again, my videos, wherever I'm at, are strictly for awareness and educational purposes. I don't make any money off these. I don't get any special kind of treatment. And, I know that I spoke to someone the other day about an incident with security. I wasn't mad at the security guy, by the way, but it just kind of threw me off because I've never had anybody able to tell me that. Not just for that reason only, it's just like they didn't recite a reason why I couldn't record on my property. And there was a car at 321 Indian School Road parked in a handicap, didn't display a placard, and did not display a insignia on the plate. And I think it was a Taurus, not Taurus, but a Toyota or something else. Might have been a Toyota, one of the hybrid cars. So when I film while I'm there, because I do buy products while I'm there when I have money to do so. And whatever I stop there for, while I'm there, I might film. We're probably there for 20 to 30 minutes. Maybe, we're not. Sometimes if we buy something in the store, we usually, if we are on our motorcycles, we usually try to take a moment to eat the food we buy. They're in the lot, in the parking lot, and once we and enjoy our drinks, and once we do that, we leave. Or sometimes we just take a few bites and take a few sips and leave. You know. So I want to make sure that the community relations staff of Quick Trip knows that when I'm recording on the property, I'm not there to cause trouble. I'm not there to cause attention. Again, I've never seen a police officer, whether it's been local or state or any other type of agency, ever. I've never witnessed a person parking in a handicap that does not display a plate insignia or a placard in their vehicle ever get written up. Now, I've heard, The lady I spoke with the other day was very nice. She's witnessed that, and that's great. If that's actually happened, that's great. I'm not out to get documents, or I'm not out there to get certain people that work there. But I do post the video, and you can see. And I don't go. I'm not there to just film to be filming. I have my reasons for filming while I'm there, and you know that's. So I just want everybody to know that. I don't go up to people's cars and approach them because that can go sideways. It could, and you might get somebody that would be obliged. And I know that the staff are not cops at Quick Trip. I know that. And I'm thinking though that sometimes maybe the staff at Quick Trip, if they're willing to go out and make an approach to somebody, they might get a little bit more better response than another person. I'm not saying they should do that, but to let somebody get away with parking at a handicap that does not belong there because they don't have the proper identification on their vehicle to be in that parking space. Yes, and I think that they should get ticketed for parking there, even if they leave. It's like getting a red light ticket. If you make a left turn on a red light and not a green light, you're either gonna get a ticket in the mail, or if a cop sees you make that left turn at a red light and you're not supposed to, then you're gonna get in trouble. And if you don't, you're probably just lucky. But there's cameras everywhere. As soon as you leave your house, you are being recorded. Somewhere, somehow, someone is filming you. Whether you know it, whether you like it, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you can complain, you can threaten people, and you can threaten to bust the cameras or whatever, but it's not, there's always going to be someone filming you. I don't know why individuals get upset about filming or when somebody's got a camera, especially if that person's not bothering you or approaching you, but you see someone with a camera and you all just you flip out. So if Quick Trip or anybody from any business, staff that owns a business, if I happen to be doing business at your property and filming, I'm not out to get anyone. I'm looking for cars without proper identification or parking handicap. I myself am handicapped, and I have a right prosthetic above the knee amputee, and I have come into Quick Trip or other businesses for somebody who didn't have a plate or placard in their vehicle showing they could park in that space was parked in a handicapped space, and I've had to park further down. I'm not always able to walk further to get into the business just because of my parks there. So I know that some of you get mad. I know that some of you don't understand, but I only ask. My only wish is, like I said, my videos are awareness and educational videos. I know there are people out there who stick cameras up and want to get a rise out of somebody. That's not why I do what I do. I do what I do for the sake of awareness that people are parking in handicapped spaces that do not have a insignia on the plate or a placard in the window. Either have one or not both. Now, I have looked up, you know, I can look it up too, maybe I missed something. But the only so-called exception in quotations I'm going to say is that if you're dropping a passenger off or someone who's disabled, but it also states you cannot park in that space for 20 to 30 minutes for a lengthy period of time. If you're dropping somebody off, it has to be quick. If you get out and you help the person to the door and you go in there with them, you're not allowed to do that. That can be a $500 to $600 fine. Now I know some of you don't care, but I only ask that you have a heart. Try to remember there are people out there that are more disabled than what you are. And if you're not physically disabled or you don't have some way of marking your vehicle to let somebody know that you could be there in that space, then you have to assume the person is just not wanting to walk further and they want to make it more comfortable for them to not have to walk so far. Even though they're capable of doing so, but they park in the handicapped space anyway and take it away from somebody else who might need it. So, and at 24th Street McDowell, I haven't been there a lot, but when I'm in there, I try to if I think that the if the staff is busy, I will say hello. Now, sometimes I will just for a quick minute because the store manager over there, I think, forget the guy's name, but he's comes in at like 5 in the morning, works till 3 in the afternoon. So, if he's there, I will sometimes say hello or carry on a conversation, but I also don't linger for very long. Now, I did have somebody at corporate tell me that one of the stores that they kind of oversee, their workers over there get off and they hang out in front of the store all night. Now, that's okay, they work there, so that's. I don't. There are a lot of homeless that do hang out at quick trips that probably shouldn't be there. I don't know what security can do there, or what authority they have to. Uh, I don't think that the homeless should be allowed to hang out there though, because I've pulled up there. That's another reason why I record. It's because the I've had homeless approach me, being disabled, mind you, and I get Social Security, so because of being disabled, and I've had people ask me for, you know, money. I've had them ask me for cigarettes. I don't smoke. My spouse does, but I don't. And we never give them anything. You know, if they needed something within a legit reason, if we wanted to, we probably could get that for them if we had the extra money. But we're kind of hurting financially too, so we don't do any of that. But so I just want to reassure the coaching staff and the community relations people and the corporate people at the office here in Arizona that I'm not, or over in Tempe, I guess, that I'm not there to shove my camera in the face. I go and I buy my products, I buy my snacks, I go to the front, I pay and I leave. But while I'm there, I do film. And when I get out in parking lot, I'll take a phone out and film if I see. Now, I always do report the good. Now, sometimes if there's a car that's properly got the identification, I get that too to show that that person's okay to be there. I prefer to do more reporting good on quick trip, but when you got somebody who's not abiding by the AR statute, ARS 283 and 284 basically state that you need to have an, a DMV approved insignia. I've noticed that people are going on Amazon ordering all these disabled insignias off of Amazon and then they're putting them on their car. From what I read, the DMV does not make that valid. You have to get something through the DMV as far as a handicapped placard or a handicapped insignia to go on your plate. From what I read, and that may not be true. They may have changed it. They may have, it may be outdated, but that's what I read. So, and that's another thing. People that do that, they order it off Amazon, and they think that is okay. It's not, because it's not through the DMV. You can't just go on to Amazon, buy a bunch of, disability insignia stickers and stick them on your vehicle and think that's going to be okay, because it's not. So I wish y'all quit doing that. I got mine through the DMV. I had to have a doctor sign off on it when I first became disabled, and I had my doctor sign off on it, and I was able to go to the DMV and get the proper identification. So I'm allowed to park in a handicap. Now, I will say too that I also want to say too that, if my spouse is with me, we park in a handicap, or if I'm in the vehicle. But if I'm not in the vehicle with my spouse and they go somewhere, I would hope they don't park in a handicap, because my spouse has some, has had back surgery, knee surgery, and they could park in a handicap. But I think when I'm not in the vehicle, I think my spouse, most of the time, will park in a regular space. Now, on my spouse's motorcycle, they don't have handicap plates, but when I on my motorcycle, I have a trike, so I do have a handicap plate on there, so I can still park in a handicapped space on my motorcycle. And I just want to let everybody know that yes, I like Quick Trip staff does a lot, and so sometimes if my favorite location to go is 24th Street McDowell, because when that one was brand new and they built it, it's been around for a little bit now. I don't know how long, but it was a good idea. And it's right across the street from U-Haul, where you go for U-Hauls and stuff like that. So I think most of the staff over there is friendly. Some of the staff there, though, when I go in there, don't smile a lot. They, especially the women in there. And a 52-year-old female here as well. I don't talk to anybody when I go in the store or any business. I don't say, I go in, I do what I need to do while I'm filming. I don't stop talk to anybody. If I talk to anybody, it's staff or somebody on the team. And I always talk to them about, and I do sometimes tell a staff member or a team member of the business. that there's somebody parked outside without a plate or placard. I don't know what they can do, but if there's anything they can do, a while back I used to be up at 24 down quite a bit, and I haven't been there for a while because of other things going on. But if the person who's in charge up there at 24 down is still there, and I go with them before 3 o'clock, I would ask for the manager of that store if they're still there, or the person that would be in charge, if I can remember their name. I know the store manager up there at 24 Dallas starts with an L, I think. But when I've talked to that manager before, they've been very nice, and I don't hide what I'm doing from them, and I kind of advise them, and we've always had good interaction. But I know they have a job to do, so I don't keep them that long. I know they have customers. Sometimes I will say, you've got customers, I want to let you back to work because I don't want to, thank you for talking to me, but I just want to let you know that, and I don't want to keep you from doing your job. So, and I've made that statement because if they do have a job to do, I don't want to keep them that long. But I usually try to just say a quick hello. The person I spoke with on the phone the other day, I think her name was Deanna or something like that. I forget. The reason why is because we had a bad connection, and I was going down the road in a car with no AC, so we had the windows down. She was getting a lot of feedback from that, I guess, or not being able. I was breaking up on her end when she was trying to listen to me. Although I didn't have trouble hearing her, except a few times I did. I think the phone would be crackling or whatever, or it would skip. But once I got home and pulled into our drive the street here, I was able to talk to her more clearly. So thank you, corporate for talking to me the other day. And I just want to let everybody know that, I'm never going to approach anybody because that is a very dangerous way to keep yourself out. But I think that if you're going to park in a handicapped space, I think your car should be recorded, showing that you have no plate or placard, and posted up on my channel for awareness and education. So, Pink Angel out.